What are their demands? Mosi asked. None whatsoever. They said Shubrat was livid when they asked him if he had any demands.
Meena remembers being awashed with waves of love and longing and respect for Subrat, her best friend indeed. They were married a few years later in a traditional ceremony. Both lived and worked in the IT industry in India for few years before moving to the US with good jobs. They were from the middle classes in India and had never been poor, but they never had so much money to spend. Now they had a car, bank account, vacation money, and dreams of a house and a very good life ahead.
How are you, my darling? We miss you so much. But it's wonderful to be able to talk to you so frequently. Your apartment looks so nice, like a little palace. And you have your own car.
Yes, Ma, it's like a piece of heaven here. We are both doing so well at work. American bosses are so impressed. We work a lot, but still have time to see friends and family over weekends. We do eat out a lot, as Subrat likes to try different foods. Yes, apartment is really nice, although it's a bit of a struggle keeping it clean. My hours have been crazy. I think I need to buy another car so I don't depend on him to drive me anywhere.
Wow, another car? You can afford it?
Of course, your daughter is an important person, Ma, with good income.
Thank you, Prabhu Jagannath.
Meena's ma was overwhelmed with a sense of pride in her daughter and gratitude for the joy in her voice. Thank you, Prabhu Jagannath.
I was hoping you could come for some time. Haven't seen you for so long. Your father is not keeping well.
I can't, Ma. We have to save money so we can buy a house. He wants to start a family soon.
What? You told me some time back that you wanted to wait 3 more years. That you needed to concentrate on your career, travel, get your master's degree, get your green card, and then think of starting a family. Even I finished my master's before having you. In those days, your father had not only agreed but championed my desire to study more.
I know, Ma. Not everyone is like Baba. Subrat seems very eager to hold a son in his arms. I think it's kind of cute.
Not at the expense of your career and your dreams.
We should have the same dreams. You always told me that, right, Ma?
Yes, but I hadn't expected. I mean, their family is so modern, educated. Shubrat was so forward-thinking. I mean, you two seemed like such good soulmates. I mean...
We are, Ma.
Wait, what if you have a daughter? How's the baby, my darling? How I wish I could have gone and stayed with you during those difficult months. I haven't seen my first grandchild. Your mother-in-law said they were suffering from depression? I don't understand. Aren't you happy about having a beautiful, healthy boy? Is Shubrat not happy?
We're both very proud of our little boy, Ma. Don't worry. It's just that it's a lot of work. You know, the baby, job, the housework. I'm always exhausted. I'm not depressed because of my marriage, Ma. It's called postpartum depression and I'm getting over it. I'll ask my doctor about it tomorrow. It was a good support having my in-laws here, but not just not the same as having you.
Does Shubrat not help you?
He can't, Ma. He just got a promotion, which means he has more responsibility and hours at work.
Can't you leave the job? What does Shubrat think about that?
It's complicated. I think he would rather I stayed home, but I still earn well. So he lets me work. I really don't know what he wants. Anyway, I don't want to have a gap in my career, although I am so exhausted, Ma.
You don't get time for a baby?
I had some, but here in the US, most companies don't give much time off. Maybe I'll look for another job, but that'll take me some time too. I don't know, I'm just tired. But I'm happy. I should be happy. Don't worry about it, Ma.
Ma had been hearing the stress and anxiety in Meena's voice for some time now, even before Saroj was born. But today, crushing anxiety gripped her heart. Ma tossed and turned all night.
Yes, postpartum depression is real. You seem fine to me.
I know you have been having a hard time. Is Shubrat still losing his temper a lot?
Always. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I left the job. He was in a good mood for a while, but then when the money did not come in, there was tension. Now I have to account for every penny I spend, even on food, for the baby, for the house.
I'll ask you something. Please don't be angry. Does he ever become physical? I mean, aggressive? Hello? Sorry, baby. Hello?
Please, Ma.
That night, Meena's mother cried herself to sleep. Is my daughter sleeping at all?
So sorry to hear all this, dear. I was wondering call or respond to our invitations. Haven't seen the baby for a long time. Must be good looking like his parents. I'm glad you called. Cry to your heart's content, dear. You can be completely free with us. I'll ask my husband to contact Shubrat to invite you all over again.
You have been in the city for very long. Have you heard of any Indian organization that works with women like me? Like a support system, has any resources?
Oh no, Meena. Stay away from these people. They are activists, homebreakers, a bunch of frustrated women. Maybe all drove their poor hubbies out. They call themselves Indians, but they spread rumors about us and shame our country here.
So please tell me, is there anyone that can help me, help us, perhaps talk to him?
We cannot interfere in your personal lives, dear. That would be insulting to him.
That night, Meena called her sister-in-law and confided in her.
He has always had a nasty temper and would fly off the handle at the slightest provocation. You just have to be very careful at not provoking.
I'm treading on eggshells, but he gets so livid over everything. I never know anymore where the anger or the slaps are coming from.
So sorry, Bobby. I didn't think he'll be physically violent with you. Are you sure? Please, Bobby, don't cry so much. I mean, we all know how much he loves you.
She was advised that her husband can be everything but abusive. Meena's mental state and physical bruises were not hidden from her friends either. Upon being asked, she cornered herself away from the world that surrounded her.
Sorry to say this, but I've seen your bruises. Just call the police. Why don't you just leave?
I can't. It's not easy. Besides, I have my son to consider. Somewhere in there is the man that I loved years ago. I have to find that man, and I'll never call the police on him.
I can never understand women like you. Sorry to say this. You make other Indian women sound weak.
Finally, Meena decided to consult a therapist. Sarita was her cousin living in New York and a practicing therapist.
I have been listening to you for hours now over so many days. It's not your fault, and you don't have to live like this. There are options, but the initiative and steps, they do have to come from you. I can support and connect you to the right people in the city.
Steps? You don't mean divorce? I don't want that.
Not talking about that, and you are nowhere near that step, but you do need to talk to people who will actually listen to you and give you support without judging you, who will maybe after some time reasonable, viable alternative options.
Alternative options too.
Living like this, you deserve to feel and be safe, living normally and breathing freely, and you definitely do not deserve to be abused.
Abused? You think I'm being abused?
Think about it. There are other options, and there is help out there. Take your time.
Sarita heard her over many days and concluded that it's not her fault and that she did not deserve to live like this. She requested that Meena considers her other alternative options to gain back her mental sanctity, self-respect, and peace. She also suggested that Meena was being abused. What happened to this beautiful, bright couple who had been so much in love and had the world at their feet once? What were the red flags? People's advice. What was wrong or right with them? What would you have given her? What do you think Meena did right or wrong? What do you think happened to Meena's story?